than the COMEX. And when that happens, we're very likely to see the COMEX not post a price. And they're going to need a reason. And they're not going to say we're out of metal, but people will know. And we might get something absurd like they have no electricity. Silver is going to have its day, but gold must break down the door. Gold must pour out the new financial platforms for the monetary systems and payment systems.
In the past week, gold prices experienced a second consecutive rise, driven by the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, creating significant uncertainty in financial markets. The week began with a slight dip in COMEX gold prices, but a remarkable one-sided rally ensued. Jim Willie states physical gold, such as BRICS gold, is expected to be $200 higher than the COMEX gold price. When this happens, the COMEX may not post the price and will likely need a reason. They might not directly state they are out of metal, but people will know. While optimistic about gold, he suggests that silver's price is unlikely to experience a significant rise until there's a notable shift in the price of gold. Such a shift would serve as an indicator of its integration into a new monetary system. In 1995, former Basel BIS chairman Jelle Zijlstra, a Dutch banker, predicted that central banks, especially the Rothschild franchise central banks, would face insolvency due to excessive debt and rising interest rates. Their only viable exit would be accumulating significant gold and repricing it to $10,000 quietly. Jim suggests this prediction seems to be coming into view as central banks face negative asset growth and losses. Even the famous analyst William Middlecoop says, "We've seen gold readjust and revalue much higher in the 1930s, in the 1970s, and between 2000 and 2011, he said. So once gold starts to run, especially in a reevaluation scenario, it will go up 5x, 8x, 10x. So expect gold to move to $10,000. As Jim Willie identifies BRICS countries as key players in the global gold acquisition market, it's clear that the BRICS economic alliance is driving de-dollarization and increasing gold purchases by central banks. Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, and Iran are essential in creating a gold-based trade payment system. Surprisingly, Saudi Arabia offers substantial gold from Mecca and Medina for UST bond gold transfers, signaling a significant shift towards gold as a reserve asset in the BRICS Union. We will now bring you clips from Jim Willie's interview with Arcadia Economics. But before we do, if you want more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more updates. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
A Dutch banker, he said in 1995, there will come a day when the various Rothschild franchise central banks are backed into a corner from an excess of debt and rising interest rates where they will become insolvent. And the only exit that will be viable is for them to quietly accumulate a tremendous amount of gold and then reprice it to $10,000. That is what Zijlstra said. And I'm saying it looks like it's coming into view. It looks like the background factors are coming into view. We heard, what was it, in June, that the Fed passed on a loss, not a profit, to the Treasury Department. Okay, the news is all over the place. These central banks are holding underwater bonds. They've got negative asset growth. They've got losses. They don't tolerate stuff like that. Okay, here's when it really comes down, rubber meeting the road. If the Rothschild central banks wish to become irrelevant, wish to become obsolete, wish to become bankrupt items in the news, they will do nothing. If they wish to hang around and share power and remain as players, they will find a way to accumulate gold and send it to 10,000. What do you think their path will be? My theory is that silver will not rise in price until we see the big movement in gold and its announced usage for the new monetary system, because silver has become almost like, remember how they call copper has a PhD in economics? I think that economics degree has been snatched by Dr. Silver. or print silver. Silver is going to be essential for the economy. And right now, fallacious, fraudulent futures contracts determine the gold and silver prices. So we're about to enter a crisis, and I think the prices are going to go down. Not a lot, because there's going to be significant support by wealthy people who know what's going on. I've been focusing on what countries are going to be the big sellers and sources for BRICS gold acquisition, because the BRICS cannot do a gold token for trade payment unless the individual countries have a gold depository. The gold token is going to be a gold utility token, and that cannot be messed with. It can't. You can't do it. The sources are going to be Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, and Persia. The surprise member in that group is Saudi Arabia. They've already offered up a significant amount of what they call shrine gold.
In recent developments, Japan actively pursued a covert de-dollarization strategy, which has remained mainly outside public discussion within the BRICS context. Notably, it increased its holdings of U.S. debt by $3.7 billion, bringing its total to nearly $1.12 trillion, while the UK boosted its holdings by $35.7 billion, reaching $698.1 billion. This sell-off of U.S. bonds has triggered reduced liquidity and heightened market volatility, posing a significant challenge to the Bank of Japan's efforts to protect the yen and sustain its U.S. bond investments. Japan's decision to divest from U.S. Treasuries directly impacted the yen's value, leading to a substantial and unusual 22.5% drop in the currency's worth. Such dramatic currency fluctuations are highly significant, typically confined to 2 to 3% yearly. Jim speculates that Japan might engage in secret discussions to join the BRICS, which could set off a broader jackass operation. This operation involves 2 years of continuous crisis and treasury bond dumping. This assumption stems from the observation that other nations interested in de-dollarization and its implications closely monitor Japan's actions. Let's get back to the interview.
I find the most important country regarding the BRICS and de-dollarization is Japan. They are doing the de-dollarization dance. They have the de-dollar agenda. They've never talked about membership. They're doing de-dollarization. They're showing the ridiculous depth of financial crisis. They're providing a fishbowl for anyone intelligent enough to watch. And that's not very many people. I started watching Japan in March because I noticed they were dumping treasuries, and I thought the yen was going up. You know how the yen is reported in dollar yen? It's upside down. Right. Okay. It's going up to 140 now, which means the yen is going down. They went from 100 something to 140. The dollar is going down. I'm sorry, the yen is going down. The dollar yen is going up. I thought I was reading it backwards for a couple of days, Chris. And, it was funny. I thought, holy shit, they're dumping treasuries and the dollar's going down. Wow. I contacted a friend because I realized, hey, wait a minute, Jim, it's not dollar yen. So I went to Stock Chart, and they report the dollar as an index, but they report the yen in dollar terms. It's XJY, and the euro is XEU. And the British pound is XBP. And I noticed, holy shit, the Stock Charts shows the actual currency in its dollar value. And the yen is truly going down. It was down 22.5%, Chris. It was a tragic decline. A big move in currencies in 1 year is 2 or 3%. Look at that. That is astonishing. They started the dumping of treasuries in October of 2021, okay? So it was around 115 there. That's when they started, okay? Notice what happened in the following several months. That is a direct move, 115 up to 150 from dumping the treasury bonds. There it is in black and white, or I'm sorry, light blue and white. Tangible evidence. That's what happens when you dump the treasuries. It matters where the dumping takes place. When the French dump treasuries, they do harm to the euro. If the French, Germans, Italians, Dutch, and Spanish and Greek all dump treasury bonds, you're going to see a big move down in the euro. I believe the jackass Operation Sandman is going to be 2 years of constant crisis of dumping treasury bonds because they're watching Japan. And I believe Japan is in secret talks to join the BRICS.
As the BRICS nations forge ahead with their plans for a gold-backed reserve currency, the tides of the global monetary system are poised to shift dramatically. Gold and silver are set to undergo significant transformations in the face of these profound changes. What are your thoughts on the interview? Share your observations in the comment section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.